All right, we're live.
Hit that intro, B. Hit that
Hit that
intro.
intro. I'm so happy, since I missed last week.
I know. Welcome back. It definitely, you was giving ghetto vibes coming in, all that noise and shit. It was
I'm
stressing me out.
sorry. I know, and then I had to keep coming in, going out. I didn't even realize that you guys were like listening to the intro, and I'm just sitting there like not hearing anything. So this is really my first time hearing the intro on the show.
Is the drawing public?
Let me see. You know me.
Yeah, that's why I gotta check. This is why we're a team. We have each other's back.
Teamwork make the dream work, baby.
Period.
Make sure y'all share the live. It's public.
Welcome,
And
guys. Welcome. It's episode 11. Damn, we really been back for 11 episodes. That's mad dope.
it is. It is.
I'm so excited to be
We've
back with you guys.
been making progress,
I
sticking in there.
think
I'm proud of us.
I'm proud of us too because we're just like sticking it out. This is a lot to like fit into your regular work day and what
It
you like.
is.
And
I don't
so,
think people realize how much work goes into a podcast. Like you gotta, especially weekly. Like we really was tripping doing this every week, but we gonna stick with it. Coming up
we
with
gotta
content.
get beside it. I mean, the internet gives us enough content. The content part is not really the problem, but
Especially
yeah,
not the hot topics. Ooh,
they
those are
they
never
coming.
ending.
All right, but hit them with that intro. Let them
All
hear that.
right.
Mic check one, mic check two. Is this mic on? Yeah, it's the one and only, the girl's favorite, DJ Money. And you're listening to the Glow Gang with Latrice, Mia, and Shanice. You know what I mean?
It's the Glow Gang, baby. 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 Hi, guys. Hi, guys. Welcome back. This is episode 11. Thank y'all for rocking out with us. You want to get straight into these hot topics. I just feel like it's, we a couple of days late, but the fucking Will Smith slap. Like,
Yes.
bro.
Shanice isn't here, but I love what she said in the group chat. It's a slap heard across the world.
It literally is like the slap. Hey, Candace. It's definitely the slap heard around the world. And at this point, like, it's a two-part thing. It's the slap, and then it's like all these people and their feelings and emotions and opinions about the slap. So for those of
Wow.
you who may not know, how could you not know? You would have to literally be living under a rock. Even my mom knows about this shit. But Will Smith slapped Chris Rock on stage at the Oscars. Chris Rock made an insensitive joke about Jada. Will Smith felt the way, walked straight up there nice and calm, slapped the shit out of him. Chris Rock was like, yo, Will Smith just slapped the shit out of me. Everybody proceeded on with the show. Oh, no. Will Smith said, keep my wife's name, yelling, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. So, boom, that happened. He won the award that night. He didn't apologize. He said what the fuck he said. Everybody went on. But then, of course, here come the internet. Everybody's like, oh my gosh. There's like these group of people who feel like Will Smith was absolutely right for smacking the shit out of him. He was protecting his wife. He was protecting Black women. This is what we talking about all the time. So he actually did it. Hurrah. And then there's this group of people who feel like, oh my gosh, that was out of pocket. That's what comedians do. They make jokes. Why do you feel away? So how do you feel, Trace? First and foremost.
I think it just really took me out all of the opinions that ensued as far as their marriage goes. It was just like mind blowing to me. I didn't know that y'all sleep in a bed every night and know what the fuck is going on between the two of them. Like I was feeling a slap, quite honestly. Like, yeah,
Like,
about my wife having alopecia, bitch. What's up?
period.
But it's just like people. I mean, men were really going hard saying that Jada Pinkett is this horrible person and that she doesn't love Will Smith and that she has his mind all the way fucked up and this is why he's acting irrational and he's doing these things. Like they're completely blaming it on her.
Be that as it may, at the end of the day, I feel like wives and kids or spouses and kids are off limits. Those, like, that's still right now I'm separated from my husband, but I'm still very protective over him. I'm not gonna let nobody say no off the wall wild shit. I can say whatever the fuck I want about him, but if somebody else says something, I immediately get protective. So just as a spouse or a significant other in general, that's how people are, as you should be. So yeah, I'm not about to let y'all keep rocking and talking wild shit about my wife, especially about something that she feels a way about. It's one thing, the entanglement jokes, okay, cool. They talking about that shit, she cool with it, clearly, that's one thing. But to talk about an issue that women struggle with, that's a confidence issue for us, your hair coming out, no, that's a low blow. Chris Rock, you made a whole fucking documentary about Black women and their hair. Mm-hmm. So it's like, really? Yeah, I feel like Will Smith did what the fuck he needed to do. Now, my issue at this point is no longer even about the slap. It's everybody like, I'm traumatized. Oh my gosh, it was so Huh? You traumatized from somebody else getting slapped? We talking about Hollywood where y'all watch motherfuckers get killed for fake on set and all of this every day. Y'all have whole shootouts and fight outs on the scene, but you're traumatized by a grown man getting slapped? Get the fuck out of here. Y'all miss me with that.
Let's look at the comments. Debbie Dev, I feel like he was wrong for several reasons. One being that man's family had to witness a grown man getting slapped by another grown man. And then Candace said, would Chris Rock have been wrong if he hit him back?
No.
No.
No. You would have been defending yourself. So, like, yeah, but as far as, I just feel like, yeah, a grown man, your family had to watch you get smacked, but my kids had to watch their mom get disrespected. So it just depends on what end of the spectrum you're on. But yeah, I feel like Will Smith was within his right. If they would have got up there and they would have rumbled, that's just the risk that Chris Rock took. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everything has a consequence. When you make a decision, it's going to be a reaction one way or the other. You can't control other people. So, but I will give Chris Rock his credit. He definitely kept it professional because I couldn't imagine getting pimp slapped like that, man. Listen. There's about to be some furniture in this motherfucker.
Right. I feel like he needed to go on suicide watch after that because that is just so embarrassing. I'm sorry. That was embarrassing. Woo, he's never going to be able to live that down.
All right, so Kerlinda said, I'm upset about it because it's not the time nor the place for the confrontation. That's another thing I have an issue with the Black community saying, oh, well, why are you acting like this? Disrespect is disrespect. So if you feel like Will was disrespectful for smacking him, where's that equal level of, oh, well, Chris Rock was disrespectful talking about an issue that really bothered her? Like, I seen someone say, I think it was OT Genesis, if he would have made that joke about a transgender woman, the outrage would be real as fuck. Because you know what y'all do? Y'all protect gays, and I'm all here for it, but you protect gays, transgenders, and every other person's rights before Black women. That's what it boils down to. Because, oh, it would have been hella offensive if he would have said some shit like that up there. If Caitlyn Jenner was in the audience,
jokes are completely off limits these days. Completely off limits.
Exactly. So I don't know. I just feel like I'm ready for the shit to be over by tomorrow, end of the day. Let's stop talking about it. All these other actresses and people in the industry that are so traumatized, miss me, it's bullshit. Like, y'all in the industry where stuff happens all the time on set. So a slap, like, he didn't get killed. Candace said she would have respected if he would have beat his ass outside. All right, well, sometimes you got to check a nigga in the moment. So ain't no time for outside. Dev said, Will got to have that same energy with rappers in awe. Whoever says anything about Jada, that's all I'm saying. I can see what you're saying. Be consistent. But, I mean, he chose what he chose.
Yeah, I guess people were saying, why didn't he slap August? I'm just like, everyone knows at this point that they not only were they in an open relationship, when she was messing with August, they were separated. So can y'all please stop bringing that shit up? Like, stop.
Please.
Y'all men don't know how to get out of y'all feelings about some entanglement cheating stuff. Woo.
They never gonna let that go. It's like it could have been anybody else that would have been like protector. He was right, but because it was Jada and she had this entanglement, I feel like that's really the reason why they're like, oh no, fuck
Yes.
that. But I mean, it is what it is. I stand behind Will. He protected his wife, and I'm here for it. So yeah, I mean, it did overshadow the whole rest of the show. Like,
Absolutely.
you don't know who else won what award, what everybody else who came on the stage after that had to acknowledge the slap. So yeah, you know, I do feel like Will have some aggression that really had nothing to do with that situation, but it's also like you don't know what's going on in people's lives, so you can't keep poking, and then when they react, it's the issue. But yeah, enough of that one. Enough of that. Biden is trying to get in our good graces. It's getting close to those midterms. So finally, he did something he said he would do. He passed the Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act. So it pretty much makes lynching a hate crime. And it's crazy that in 2022, we're still even talking about lynching. Like, the fuck?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, sometimes I can't believe the times that we're in and the things that we're still dealing with and talking about. It just makes me embarrassed to be a part of this time in this world.
No, seriously. Like, I can't, but it's 2022 and we just got a law passed about lynching. We lynching people still? That's fucking nuts.
We're
Like,
just now making a law
and we're
saying
just right. So, I mean, kudos for Biden for doing that, but I still feel like it's too little, too late. Where's the money? You giving mad money to Ukraine. What are you putting into our own community or anything to protect us? Nothing. So, I don't know if you're gonna win this. You're not getting a second term. I don't think it's happening for you.
yeah, I don't either. I'm not Team Biden because I never got my last stimmy. So
Not you mad about the last stimmy though.
yeah, and it was prorated too, but I still want mine.
Joe Biden, run my girl her shit, dog. Like, why you playing with her?
I need my $542.
She need that. That's hair money right there. Speaking of hair money, so Blac Chyna, okay, so Blac Chyna has a baby by Tyga, and she also has a baby by Rob Kardashian. So she said on multiple occasions that she doesn't get any child support from either one of them, and everybody's like, okay, that's what's up, or they shitty for not paying child support, but she said that. So today she tweeted that she had to give up 3 of her cars because she's single with no support. So everybody,
The baby dads responding for me. They said, "What? I got these kids about 5 days out of the week. I pay for their school tuition. Like, you're not getting no money, sis."
yeah, Rob was like, I got my daughter Tuesday through Saturday, and I paid $37,000 a year for school. Fuck you mean child support? You don't need no support. And then Tyga was like, yeah, I pay $40K for school. Like, yeah, you don't need no child support. Then he at Rob like, yo, but how you got 3 off? Like, what's up? How come I'm paying 40? You paying 37?
It
So
was the amount of time that they had the kids. At that point,
that's
she
like,
was paying them child support.
yeah, because she's a weekend mom. It's giving weekend mom. One said
Yes.
Monday through Saturday. The other one said Tuesday through Saturday. So, ma'am, when do you have your kids? Like, you don't need no support. Like, what the fuck? So, and I stand for Blac Chyna. I like her. I think she's very smart in how she, maneuver out here and get money. But that was just like, man, you shouldn't even said no. You should have kept that between you and your homegirls. If you know you don't have your kids, what you talk about child support for? Like,
yeah, that post or that tweet, whatever, it was giving. I haven't gotten enough attention in a while. I haven't been relevant in a while, and I need to get my name back here in these streets because that shit making you look real crazy, Blac Chyna.
Yeah, like what? Child support, ma'am. Get your kids first. Like, huh?
Not giving up 3 whips, like
But
why
why do
you
you have three
have
cars anyways? The fuck?
right.
All right, Devin said, I'm tired of these lazy ass girls that always got their hand out. Three cars more than enough anyways. Quit living above your needs. And yeah, I mean, I do think like she doesn't need all those cars. So if you gave up 3, you cool off of that. You don't have your kids full time, you cool on child support. Like, really?
Right.
If they're with their dad majority of the week, the fuck are they supporting over at your house?
Right. And I'm hoping since they are having these kids that much that the reason is because you're out
You
working,
working.
doing gigs, doing appearances, and getting money. So you really shouldn't be complaining about child support.
Yeah, she making it look bad for the rest of the moms out here. Like, you acting like you really out here in the trenches taking care of your kids by yourself, but really you're just taking care of yourself by yourself. As you should if you don't got a man. Like, so yeah. But that's what happened. That's our hot topic. Now we have another divorce. And this kind of like ties into our show topic as far as like dating and online dating and dating for the show. Like, I feel like now we're in this times where people date for showing social media. It's all about the posts. It's all about, oh, he taking me on trips. Look where we at. Look what he did. Let me make a TikTok on how my babe did this, that, and the third. So a lot of these relationships I feel like are not genuine because people are doing it for show. And I felt like with the Erica and Safari, it was always giving show. It never seemed like they were really in love with each other. It seemed like she just was reaching. It was about money for her. It was about a storyline. I never felt like it was genuine. I don't care how many kids they had. It didn't feel like it was real. So to see where they are now, it just seemed like, yeah, that was the next step.
They were just always breaking up, making up, breaking up, making up. And I mean, just seeing them on TV was hard to watch. Remember when he like dropped the guitar on a baby or something? I was just like, "Ooh, Erica, I know you regretting this decision." And then you turn around and you pop up pregnant with another one. So I mean, I don't know. They're officially divorced now, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's about to be a hot girl summer for her, and I'm sure Safari been doing him ever since his little big, I can't even say little, ever since his news got leaked. I'm sure it's giving that they're lined up to get with him. So yeah.
Yeah, he just showed himself as such like I don't know, horrible husband for sure, and even really a mediocre father. Like he he was one of those guys to me who was so thirsty to have a baby, but didn't realize the work and time and
Mhm.
dedication that goes into actually being a real father. And it's like no more just jet setting around the country and all of that other stuff. Like you got to act like you have a family now, and he was just real reckless, in my opinion.
And was
Yes, Candace, big clown energy.
definitely giving clown energy. So how long before our guest is gonna pop in?
I literally just told him he could join in.
Oh, okay. So the last hot topic is, it was this thread going on Black Twitter where women were sharing inappropriate messages that they got from men. Yo, and I tell you, this shit had me crying, like literally crying. So the girl who started the tweet was like, "Yeah, that's why I don't talk to new niggas, cause what?" So the dude texted her, "Copy, what you doing?" She was like, "In class right now. How about you?" Copy, taking a shower. Just realized my dick is really big. Nigga, what? Wait a minute. First of all, why you keep saying copy? That shit had me irritated. Like, oh, you getting blocked because what the fuck is a copy?
Ladies that's watching, drop in the comments the worst text message that a guy ever sent you. Ooh.
Copy. So then another girl posted, yeah, nigga texted her, oh, you trying to smoke and take that dick? Like, what? I just hope like these are not people who you just meeting and it's like niggas who you've been dealing with, because these are wild and out of pocket. So another girl posted, um, he must have asked what she had for dinner. So she was like, "Oh, I had chicken Alfredo for lunch. I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna eat now." And he goes, "I got something for you." And she was like, "I like it." And she replied to him saying, "I got something for you with the what in the eyes." And he said 10 inches. And she was like, "Oh, of weave, I'll take it." This nigga said no of dick. First of all, what? Like, is this how y'all flirt? Men, I just really want to know, do y'all think like this is sexy? Talking to women. I mean, some little sexual innuendos throughout a conversation is cute, it's playful, but like this shit here is not, it's out of pocket. Like this
Yeah,
is not
but
fair.
what it is that people get real bold via text message of things that they would never say to you in your face.
That's a
In
fact.
person. Like, I hate that. Don't text me nothing crazy because y'all already know I'm gonna block the fire out of you. So play with it.
Yeah. So what's the craziest text you ever got?
I don't know. I've had so much crazy stuff happen to me over the past few years. I don't know. You'll have to come back to me. I wasn't
Will said somebody must be going for it if niggas keep doing this shit off the rip. I mean, I guess it is. I just feel like fellas, y'all need to read the room. Like the same line you use on everybody, you can't use on everybody. Like you can't use that. If that play is not gonna work for every woman, so you kind of gotta fill it out and see. But yeah. Candace said all men want to do is text nowadays. I disagree. I feel like these niggas want to talk on the phone, but they don't want to talk on the phone. They be on the phone, but they be on their phone on social media. So it's giving, why are we even on the phone? Like, I'm all set. Yeah.
Every guy is different. Some are texters, some are FaceTimers. Those are the most annoying ones. Like,
The FaceTimers, the random. You
yeah,
just
the iPhoners who act like they can't never call you regular ever again. Like, can you please text me first? Can you ask me do I got my wig on? Like, what are we doing here?
Can you please call me regular? Yo, so
Hi.
I gave this nigga my number, and I promise you, I feel like the first time he ever hit me, he hit me on FaceTime. So I was like, okay, maybe he just want to make sure I'm still cute. You know, you've seen a person, you gotta make sure. Bitch, every single time he hit me, it was on FaceTime.
Never
I
call
don't
you
know you. If you my boo, yeah, we can FaceTime. But if you're trying to get to know me every time we kick it, I don't want to FaceTime. First of all, it's giving a violation. Why do you feel like you need to know where the fuck I'm at and what's going on around me? Like,
it's too much.
I don't like it. So he definitely got blocked. Like, yeah. You ruined it before it got started because it was OD. Like with the FaceTimes, like my nigga, just call me regular. First of all, text me, see if that's the vibe I'm even going for. And then it was like literally every single call was a FaceTime. Like I was aggy.
Yeah, I asked this one guy, like, why do you always want to FaceTime? Like, why don't you ever want to call regular? And he just kind of took it back to the men are visual thing and that they want to see you if they really like you. And I was like, nah. And then they also want to see you, when you're not always, looking at your best, see how you looking, whatever. And that's cool. But every time you call me, you do not have to call me on FaceTime. Like, that is very annoying.
And is partly because it means now we got to talk on speaker unless I got some headphones. So that's annoying. It's just annoying. Like, don't do that, fellas. Anybody locked into the show right now, do not just be a serial FaceTimer unless y'all locked in like that. Like, that's not the game to get to know somebody. It's giving, I'm gonna block your ass. Period.
Will said, do you ever let any man talk to you without your wig or a wrap? Yeah. I be on my FaceTime story sometimes with my hair out. Like, I don't care. I'm still cute regardless. Just you need to see what I'm doing first. I'm a multitasker. Like, I be doing a lot of things at once. So a lot of times I could talk to you and put my AirPods on if I'm doing something else. But FaceTime is like different. It's a different type of distraction where I got to be looking at you.
Popping the phone up.
Yeah, making sure that it's in a good angle. Like it's too much work sometimes.
It's definitely a lot of work, and I don't always feel like it. And I might be somewhere else. Like, I feel like you trying to be in my business, and I'm like,
Right. I might be at Target and I told you that I'm at a grocery store. Like,
exactly. Or I might be out of town, and I told you I was at home. All you need to fucking know is don't always be FaceTiming me.
because it's definitely a low key way to control someone. If
It
you're always
is.
FaceTiming them and seeing where you at, what you doing, like, chill out.
Yeah. Okay. Candace said, not every time if we're just getting to know each other. I don't even know how you say this person's name.
Celeste.
Oh. Well, I did deal with texters, which is annoying. Then, like you said, if they on Facebook or on social media and you think they looking at you, but they not, but then all of a sudden they bust out laughing and shit. Yo, that is the most annoying shit. Let me tell you, you like talking to somebody, you think they listening to you the whole time. They watching some shit on social media, or you like talking to somebody and all of a sudden you hear the fucking phone start playing a video or some shit on social media. Like, that is so fucking aggy and disrespectful. I'll be ready to knock niggas' phones out of their hand. Like, yeah. The moral of the story is these niggas do not know how to date. That's it. Because those are things you should not be doing.
What's a good ratio for you of, calling, FaceTime, and texting if you could have it in your perfect world?
Are we saying somebody who I just started talking to or somebody who I fuck with?
Somebody who you fuck with.
Somebody who I fuck with. I don't care if you FaceTime me every day. Like, that's fine. We're in there. We fuck with each other like that. I mean, and when I say every day, I'm kind of, no, not every day. So in 7 days in a week, I feel like 4 is sufficient for FaceTimes. Like, anything more than 4 is OD. You just, if you want to see me that bad, pull up on me. Like, come scoop me. Let's plan a date. Do something. Don't just think you about to FaceTime me. Now, if I'm just met a nigga and I just gave you my number, yeah, that first couple times of us talking, like if we talk 5 times, only one of those could be a FaceTime, because why the fuck you gotta keep seeing me? Again, plan a date. Like, my whole thing is, if we're dating and we're getting to know each other, stop trying to see me on FaceTime and see me in real life. Like, that's one of my love languages, nigga. So I'm gonna need you to spend some quality time and not on FaceTime. Come get me. Come scoop me up.
I agree 100%. I mean, we can FaceTime, but not every day, maybe every other day. It depends on what's going on. Like, yeah.
I guess for me, like I said, yeah, it's just about, if you need to FaceTime me that much, if you want to see my face that many times, yeah, plan a date. Come get me. Because this FaceTime is not a date. So come pick me up. What restaurant we going to? What we about to have a picnic in the park? We Netflix and chilling. Like, it gotta be something more.
How many days before you start taking them serious? You got a comment? Well,
so I don't think it's the amount of dates before you start taking somebody serious. I think it's the vibe. Like, when you vibing with somebody. You know what I'm saying? You feel it. It's like the convo is just lit. It's no weird, awkward pauses.
right.
Y'all keeping everything flowing. So I feel like when that's the vibe, then that's when it's like, okay, I want to date you a little bit more. I want to see you a little bit more. I want to talk to you a little bit more, because you want to keep that vibe going. So I wouldn't say it's an amount of dates, but I definitely feel like it takes, that first time you might be vibing with somebody, it's like, okay, was this really a vibe? So you definitely got to do it at least one more time to be like, oh, okay, I'm really vibing with this person. I really feel them.
All right, Cornelius in the studio. I'm going to go ahead and add him to the stream.
Okay, welcome. What up, Cornelius?
Hello, gang.
Can you hear me all right?
Yes, we can.
Yes, okay. We can hear you pretty good. So let's do our quick introduction. Can you hear us good?
No, I was about to say, you sound just like your sister, man. You sound just like.
Yeah, we all can trick each other on the phone. Nobody will know. All 3 of us.
I had that same kind of brag in y'all voice.
Yep.
You gotta can you get a little louder for us, Cornelius?
You said you can't hear me?
Yeah, just a little bit. While you're doing that, we got a comment that says you got to keep that same energy when it turns into a relationship too. Don't try to FaceTime me every day afterwards. No, Devin. No, once we're in a relationship, I'm on your line because again, I want to see where you at. Remember, I feel like it's a control thing. So I'm definitely FaceTiming you once we're in a relationship. That's different.
Devin, I mean, he's probably used to the crazy chicks that want to blow him up and constantly FaceTiming him and seeing where he's at. We don't have that type of energy over here at the Glow Gang. We believe in space and healthy
Absolutely.
communication in a relationship.
All right, Cornelius, let me hear you. You good?
Can you hear me better?
Oh,
better?
yes. This is
Got my
amazing.
earbuds in.
Okay. Shout out to the AirPods. So, please, are you going to introduce Cornelius to our viewers in the show?
Yes. Let's welcome Cornelius Bryant. He is my cousin, and he was on OWN's reality show, Ready to Love, in DC. So we're gonna, talk to him about that experience, talk to him about online dating or just, meeting someone on a reality show and how that experience went, and just see, what he's got going on now. Like, were you really ready to love?
Yeah. So I want to go back to what y'all was just talking about though a little bit. I was listening while y'all was at the bathroom.
Yes.
Talking about the FaceTime.
Uh-huh.
So I've done that, right? I FaceTime. Well, I would say I didn't do it right off. Well, I ain't gonna lie, I did do it right off. So there was time where I was on, because you're using the dating apps and Tinder and things like that. You don't know if a person's gonna look like their picture or not. So I ain't gonna lie. So the first time I called them, sometimes to catch them off guard, I would FaceTime them just to make sure they gonna look like how they pictures there. And there's been a few times where they didn't, and I didn't call them again. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, that was a good way to check to see, hey, are this all makeup? Because women, y'all can cake it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so I can cake it up a little bit. I'm just saying, I can cake it up a little bit. I can cake it up a little bit. So I want to make sure that is there some natural beauty there? You covering up some marks? What's going on? I can deal with it.
Catch them off guard.
Yeah,
but
I like natural looks.
Okay, you said you FaceTime just to make sure, but like, are you a serial FaceTimer? Because that's where the problem comes in.
Every now and then. I'm not saying I'm a serial FaceTimer. I think when I was definitely on the show, I definitely FaceTime some people because there was a rule, even though some people broke it or whatever, there was a rule we couldn't meet people off camera. Because if some chemistry happened, if some chemistry didn't happen, or if they saw some chemistry at one point, we met up offset and then we had a fight, they didn't catch it on camera. So the audience is confused to figure out, okay, what happened? What's the disconnect here? Right. So we wasn't supposed to meet up. So a lot of times we just FaceTime. A lot of times. So that was the way we had to communicate a lot of times. So I was, close to Camille, of course. We FaceTime quite often, probably right off pretty hard.
Is that your preferred method to talk? Like if you had to pick?
Yeah, I would say somewhat preferred. I think sometimes I like to, because if I'm driving or if I'm working out or if I'm moving around, I don't want to, like you said, hold the phone or whatever. So I can't FaceTime. So the phone may be up there, may be looking at the ceiling for a while. You know what I'm saying? While I'm sitting there doing other stuff, because I can have my AirPods in. I can be washing clothes or, cleaning up, cooking, whatever. And I may not feel like holding the phone. So yeah, I mean, there's times where I can just, talk regular, or you could just have the phone sitting there. You can look at my space and see where I live and all that, and I can just move around and do other stuff.
Not you want me staring at the background and I can't even see you.
I mean, I go sit there and look at the phone the whole time. I might be cooking or something, So.
See, that's why I just feel like FaceTime. At that point, why are we on FaceTime? If you got me looking at your background or the kitchen while you chefing it up, nigga, just call me regular. Like, no.
Yeah, that's true. You got a point there.
Like, we just started off maybe on the FaceTime, but yeah, let's transition this over to
Janae says definitely a red flag when somebody want to FaceTime all the time. And I concur. Like, no, give me my space.
Gotta catch you up. Make sure it is a good way. It is a good way to catch you doing something. I ain't gonna hold you. It's a good way. You at the club, like, yeah, I ain't doing nothing tonight. And you FaceTime, you at the club, like, oh, nah, what you doing? You with another nigga, like, what's up? And so yeah. So I ain't gonna hold you.
So cause before the show, like how long had you been single?
So previous to getting on the show, I was in a relationship in 2020. I would say most of 2020 I was in a relationship. We went through like pre-engagement. I call it pre-engagement counseling because you know, a lot of times people get engaged and then they go through counseling or marital counseling or whatever.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's good to do counseling before you even think about even proposing, so that way you can kind of, you know, I always say this wrong, vet somebody out before you, you know, before you see, you know, if this is somebody I want to really commit to, before you start posting stuff on Facebook, Instagram. Oh, I said yes, and then you go through counseling and like, oh, this nigga ain't talking about nothing. You know what I mean? So, you know, so I did pre-engagement counseling through that experience. I kind of knew before that, but I was hoping that would kind of like not change, but at least kind of like go a different direction in the relationship in a way, and what we talked about, things like that, and it didn't. So we ended up breaking it up. So I broke up in 2020, going into 2021. I'm sorry, going into 2021. I told myself I was gonna get more involved in the church. I wasn't a member of a church up until that point, and so especially during the pandemic, you know, everything was online. We couldn't go into services anymore, and so I have found myself struggling trying to find somebody to mentor me, to counsel me, to get some type of spiritual awareness what's going on during that time. So I was like, you know what? Let me move differently this time. Let me actually be involved in the church. Now that relationship didn't work, let me build my foundation back up again. And so that way, when I do go into a relationship, I can at least have somebody I can go to about the relationship versus just trying to scramble. Let me call someone. So let me figure out what's going on, you know. And so yeah, it was probably a good, let's see, I guess you say November, December, all the way up until I think I started the show. I guess so that was like beginning of July, I guess you would say, is when I wasn't talking to anybody. I told myself I won't get on dating apps or anything. I was like, because I'll get back on the dating apps. That's a whole.
That's what I was gonna ask
ocean.
you. Like during that time frame, did you do dating apps? And you didn't. Okay.
But let's get right into the dating apps, because that's one of our topics tonight. I've heard, and I've never been on a dating app, but I heard that the dating apps are more like a hookup site. So it's less looking for genuine connections, but more looking for somebody to fuck. Was that your experience while you were on there?
So when I initially heard about like Tinder was the one I used the most. When I initially heard about it, it was through a good friend of mine, and I had previously had another roommate that was on it, and that's how he used it. He used it to just find somebody to hook up with. And I was like, yeah, no, I ain't trying to do all of that. So I never got on there. But then I had another good friend of mine that told me, like, yeah, dog, like, you can, you know, if you ain't out there, like going to the, you know, out, you're not getting out a lot, you're not going to lounges, you're not putting yourself out there enough, then dating apps is a good way to go, where you can actually really meet somebody that's really trying to find a relationship and not just to hook up. And so that's what made me kind of think about it. So I just started getting on there until like probably 2016. I started using the apps off and on. That's a big thing in the DC area here. Because I mean, people get out, but then I don't know. So for some reason, people usually use a lot of those apps versus like going out or whatever. I don't know. It's weird when you go out, you don't really see people approach people unless you just kind of in a club, which is too loud to hear what the person's talking about anyway. So a lot of people use a lot of dating apps. I know my good friend Corey, that's on the show as well. He had his little copy paste format that I'm sure y'all heard about, but he killed it on the dating apps though, because he was meeting a lot of people, but it was just like, okay, how are you having any meaningful?
Yeah, you're not making genuine connections. You're saying the same thing to every girl and seeing which one is gonna stick with, and it's not gonna work. I don't do dating apps. Like I tried to download the Facebook dating, and I've seen all them damn messages. I was like, no, I'm not dealing with this. Delete. I'd rather meet a guy in person and make a real connection.
Well, even with the copy paste thing though, and I know that's, you know, I think I understood. I don't want to down my boy. I understood why he was using it, because a lot of times you do say generic conversation every time you meet somebody on a dating app, like what you're doing, what's your job. How you doing today? Like, let's just get right to it. What's this, that?
How many kids you got?
And let's meet up. Let's meet up. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what he used. But once he gets on the date, he can have a conversation to see where it can really go. And he tried to use that on the show. It didn't really work as well, but
it didn't.
I think it didn't work on the show because we're all here. So, nigga, we see you saying that line to her, and then you saying that line to me. Like, no, it's not about to work.
But the women actually were doing it too, though, right? So, like, for instance, Courtney, for instance, right? So she tells me, like, "Oh, I'm a boss. Okay, how you feel about dating a boss?" Like, that was a line that came through the edits. She said the same thing to Corey too. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we actually compare notes, like, nigga, she said
Yeah.
the same thing to me. You know what I mean? So y'all doing
Okay.
it too. So it's like, okay.
But that's a very like generic thing. Anyways, it's just her. That's like in her bio. I'm a boss bitch. Can you handle a boss bitch? I don't even really feel like that was a line. I just feel like it was her way of saying, "Yo, this is who I am. Can you deal with it?" Straight from the
Yeah.
rip. Before we go past, go collect $200. Any of that. I'm a boss ass bitch. I really don't need you, but I want you. What's up?
Yeah.
His approach was completely different. Like this shit was definitely copy paste. But anyways, so are you
Candace said
saying
he was copying pasting on the dates as well.
Said what now?
She said in the comments, she said he was copying pasting on dates as well.
Well, yeah, a little. Not really. I mean, when he had the date with Momine, that was specific to Momine. When he had the date with, I think I can't remember earlier the dates they really showed of him. Courtney, he did. So, like with Courtney, he gave the notes
The
to,
love
right?
letters, right?
But what you didn't see is that he made a music video for Momine. Momine is a gospel singer. She had a song out, so he had some people come in, dance. He danced with him a little bit and did like a whole like music video to her song, and gave it to her. Which the TV didn't get a chance to show that yet because he was obviously removed off.
Yeah.
But that was two different ideas. And then also what they didn't show is he got to see us some 12 long stem roses. But with the unique thing about not just the roses, he actually put a note on each of the roses. Like he went to the actual florist, put a note, like wrote a note out for each thing he thought about her. You know, not just some like, oh, she's nice looking or whatever, but just some things about her, like she's a leader or she's smart, whatever, something that more sustainable, and put a note on each of the roses.
I
Fellas,
And had it wrapped
that.
back up and sent
Let's
it to
drop
her.
a pin on that. Drop a pin, fellas. Are you listening? When you get her roses, a dozen long stem. Long stem is the key part, right?
Long stem, right.
Make sure you put a note about her on each note. Like I think that is so dope.
That was a good idea.
Yeah, like that feeds right into my love languages. I love getting gifts. I love affirmations. So if you can get a 2 for one,
right, that's a combo.
yes.
Right.
Yes.
And he's been a really good advocate of me and helping me with ideas as well. So like even when I had my friends date with Camille's friends, he actually I went to his house right before that date. And I was trying to figure out, okay, what can I do? And Camille told me, okay, it's gonna be like 4 of my friends. So I at least knew that. She told me it's gonna be like a couple of girls and a guy. And he said, dude, this is what you do. You get some wine. And then so we ended up going to get some like wine. It's a local winery here in the Maryland area, called Lenagore. And so we got some wine for them. And so we put like, I think I put on the note on it. I could put like a little fuzzy thing. I put a note on it. I said, this is my favorite wine to her favorite friends. They didn't show that on TV. But I was mad that they didn't show that on TV.
You wanted that. You wanted that
Right. Please show this.
But the friends, you know, they appreciated that because instead of me just bringing some roses for Camille, I was able to bring something for her friends, which can be way more impactful because you're trying to get her friends to obviously like her, you know, like you, whatever. So, oh, I'm sorry.
So that's the plan. Begin with the friends to make sure, like, if she ain't feeling you, like, girl, no, he's so nice. Keep fucking with him, because you know that's what we be saying in the group text, right?
Yeah.
Group text, boy, that can make or break a relationship. I'm telling you.
Seriously, don't get on the friend's bad side. It's not gonna look good for you.
Yeah, it's definitely not.
And then even just taking me to that next level, right? So like I know for like Valentine's Day, I had an idea, you know, she's a teacher. I said, oh, let me, you know, go up to her school while she's not expecting and just bring her some roses on Monday or the day of or whatever. He was like, no, take it the next step to that. And I'm like, what's the next step?
Right.
He was like, go to her classroom. And so Valentine's Day fell on a Monday. So on a Friday, he said, dude, go up there. And I didn't know if they were gonna let me do it or not. But I actually called the school outside of her and said, hey, let me come into her classroom, decorate her room. And so when she comes in on Monday morning, so I did it on a Friday afternoon. So when she comes in, you know, a whole weekend, comes in on Monday morning, she'll come in right there in that morning and see stuff everywhere. You know, I seen her desk, see the balloons and all that. So that's taken to the next level. So
are you like normally a very lovey-dovey show how you feeling about a woman type of person, or was this like ensued more by being on the show and wanting to do something different?
I've always been like that, showing affection, doing something different. I like to surprise, something that you're not expecting from me. I've done some of that stuff before, and there's some things that I've done on my own, like even the surprise party I did recently. That was my idea,
That was for her birthday, right?
Yeah, for her birthday, right? And so
that.
that was completely my idea, and I've actually done something similar to that before. But on that level, I haven't done anything like that. With her, with her, I was able to, exemplify that and do that for her. So I've always kind of been that way. It just when I'm always open to. When somebody give me an idea, I'm gonna take it and do it. So.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
So I guess my next question would be, where do you feel like you see things going with you and Camille?
Like I said, we're still growing. We're still, healing because our season was very tumultuous and it was very toxic, and you're trying to have a healthy relationship out of this toxic situation. You know what I mean? And so a lot of times, there's stuff in our contract, and there's dealing with other people on the cast and dealing with because I was telling you last night, Latrice, the way we filmed the show and we actually show it on TV is two different things sometimes. So sometimes maybe a little similarities there, but it's two different things. There's, of course, the women have their beef, and you got this whole Brown Girl Squad stuff, and the women are going to say, some of the women on that was on my season are going to say, no, this was how it was, and I'm like, yeah. The production of it all helped you push that narrative too. Like if I'm in an interview by myself or whatever, the producers will lead you into a question. They'll say, don't you think she's doing this? Or don't you think she's mean? Or don't you think she's possessive or controlling or whatever? They'll lead you into it. And now you gotta like
figure out how you're gonna say it.
Yeah, figure out how. I was like, wait a minute, no, I have to be so like careful with my words and be like, no, she's not that, she's not this. But at the same time, they play off of that and they take advantage of you because if you ever notice in like some of my scenes, or you probably did notice it, but like for me, I know if I'm wearing a blue shirt, I'm talking about episodes 2 and 3. If I'm wearing a red shirt, I might be talking about episodes 7 and 8. If I'm on a date with somebody, I'm in front of them, and in interviews, when they cut away for interviews, if they're showing a blue shirt and they come back and show a red shirt, then I know they're putting a narrative together to fit whatever message they're trying to get across to the audience. The danger of that is now you got to go back and try to be in a relationship behind this and be like, wait a minute, I didn't say that. No, baby, I didn't do that. No, I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about this. You know what I'm saying? And so you have to go back, and now you have to kind of psychoanalyze everything that was said. You got to remember what was said, what was done. That was probably the first 3 or 4 weeks of the show actually airing. Me and Camille was having it out every weekend. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, shit.
You know what I'm saying? No, just because we're trying to dissect. Okay, did you say this? Did you do this? And I'm like, no, I didn't do it. And then once we start really probably by towards the midway or halfway through, now we like, oh, okay, yeah, they really doing something.
Yeah, putting the two and two together.
Yeah, they put this together to fit a certain narrative, and we started realizing that. And it's like, oh, okay, this is what they doing this for ratings. It's a TV show.
So overall, if you could say, you watched it, and this is not me, this is not how I am. Like, what would you say that you would say for yourself, or something that you feel like they pushed on you?
They definitely pushed the weak, no backbone, because you saw Camille go off on me, but
she has such a strong, big personality.
Yeah, you never saw any pushback to that. So there was pushback, and I had made sure, and it's so funny because I was in certain moments. I knew, I said, okay, this is gonna look a certain way if I don't come back at her. Like I know this is not gonna look right. So I made sure if I came back at it, I did it on camera. If they don't show that, that's not on me. But at the same time, I got to take the blunt of the criticism for that, which is not fair. You know what I mean? But at the same time, they own my likeness, they own my my image and everything like that. Everything I do, they can manipulate. They have something in the contract where they can manipulate and change things how they want it. So that's on me. I didn't think it was gonna go that direction, but that's on me. You know what I mean? In
Yeah.
a sense, so that's the image that they push. I definitely came right back at her. That same thing, like I know I heard y'all talking earlier about the Will and Jada situation, right? Like
Right.
as a public, we see things from what they put out there, but you don't know what conversations they had behind closed doors with about the August Alsina situation. They might have got the fight, and you don't even know. You know what I'm saying? You don't
Right.
know what might have happened. So for us to assume is the same thing that people assume with me that, because the same thing's so funny. I'm hearing some of the same conversation about Will Smith, and I'm hearing, that he's being controlled by Jada. Same thing
Mm-hmm.
they saying about me with Camille. Camille's controlling Cornelius. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the same thing. And it's a danger in that, because it's like, just because you don't see it from a public eye doesn't mean there ain't some knockout drag out talks behind the closed doors. And so that's the thing I want to get across with people. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no weak bone in me. You know what I mean? Like, yes,
Okay.
I can be
Handle
nice.
that shit then, Cornelius. Don't let him play with you.
Like I'm nice. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
gentle. I try to see the good in everybody. But when I need to check them, I'm gonna check them. You know what I mean? And so that's something that we had to deal with. And people came at me, but at the same time, I can't. It's like it's a double-edged sword. I can't blame people for that's what they got, because that's what they got. But at the same time, you got to know this is a reality show, and this is not all real either, too. So
Yeah, and I think that that goes to the whole social media thing of we only giving people what we want them to see. They don't know the whole totality of our lives or our relationships and what's going on, what I'm not posting, what pictures y'all not seeing in my camera roll. But in the same token, from what I do show, I gotta accept the conclusions that people make about me. Some of it may be right, some of it may be wrong. That's the price I pay for putting some of my life on social media, and
yeah,
you
that is some of the price you pay. That
coming
is
on the
true.
show. Yeah.
That is true. That's some of the price you pay.
Overall, do you feel like going on the show, knowing how they manipulated certain things to look a certain way, would you do the show again?
No, I definitely would do the show again. I think initially, and I can't never, and I always say, dang, I kind of regret it in some way, but in the same sense, I was very excited to go on there. I mean, once I got the news, I auditioned for it. I had auditioned for other shows before. So I auditioned for The Bachelorette. I think I might have told you about this last night, but I auditioned for The Bachelorette back when Rachel was on there with the first Black woman on Bachelorette a few years back. I auditioned for Temptation Island. I did like a pilot for Gangsta Love, which was Suge Knight's daughter, Arian Knight. She was doing some pilot for her for that show. So I've done some things on the reality side too, but I also act a serious actor as well, and I do serious modeling as well. So when I got the opportunity to do this, I was like, okay, I can finally get my opportunity to stick my toe in the reality world and see what this is about. So I was like very excited about it. This is going to be an own network. I thought it was going to be more conservative though than what it ended up turning out to be. I watched the previous season, and it was I didn't see any drama, from my standpoint. I didn't see any drama. I didn't see any too many dust ups. So I thought, okay, I can do this. They're gonna keep it clean. I talked to producers right before we did our filming. He said, we're not trying to make you look bad, which was a lie once we got down to it. But they said, we're not trying to make you look bad. We're not trying to get you drunk and then throw you in front of the camera and have you cussing folks. Like, we're not trying to do that. That's what he told me anyway. And so I was like, it gave me a good assurance, like, okay, I can do this. This is not no Love and Hip Hop type situation. You know what I mean? And so I was like, oh, I can do this. And once I got in, it was totally different, obviously. But that's the lies and the way they pull you in.
Right.
I think there was a point where I thought about quitting, and I was telling you the last night as well. I was thinking about quitting. I could have still quit, but then my dad always told me, like, my mom was like, nah, baby, keep staying there. And then my dad was like, boy, you better not quit, because when you start something, you finish it. You know what I mean? You got to finish it. You signed up for this. You started it. Don't have any regrets later on, which I still kind of regret that I didn't quit. But he was like, don't have no regrets later on. You know what I mean? And so
if they came to you and offered you Camille and Cornelius spinoff,
you saying nah?
Only way I would do that if I have be executive producer. Like if I have a say so into how this is edited and put out, right? Like if I can see the raw footage before you and the edited footage, whatever you put it, before you push this out there to the public, then yes, I can do it. Now, and I will be fair, but I still need to see what this footage is, because I don't want to give you rights to my image again, and then you continue on with the same narrative. So that's the only way I would do it if I, but if it's not like that, then I ain't doing it.
Let's go in the comments. Candace said, I didn't take Cornelius as being weak. I just took him as being nice and non-confrontational.
Yeah. I appreciate you.
I mean, I like a non-confrontational man until I don't. Like at some point, sometimes I need to get checked. So that's when,
Right.
Like I want to be able, I'm a Taurus, so I'm a little bossy. So I definitely like a man who kind of, let me tell him what to do a little bit, just like a little bit. But then, that time where you give me the look, and I know I better stop playing with you.
Yeah.
You say the cold word, and you can check me real quick. Like I also like that balance to be in check. So I like the fact that you said that, you did check her. It's just not what they put out there. Because I do feel like sometimes women, who have strong personalities, they overpower.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really just because we be needing to be checked.
Right. And it's funny because even before we did that one table scene, I actually pulled Camille to the side then, and we had a conversation then. Because even when we were at the table, I could tell her kind of like, I ain't gonna lie, there was moments, I'm not gonna hold you, I was in the show watching the show. So if I allowed her to kind of go on a little bit, because I'm actually got my popcorn sitting there watching the show too, you know what I mean? So it was funny for me because I know she has a theatrical background as well. So I know she's gonna put on the camera, come on, she's like, we'll do, she's gonna kind of pop off a little bit. And so I was like, oh, well, they gotta have something for the show. Go ahead. You know what I mean? I'm just like, but at some point you need to calm down. And so I would give her looks and things like that.
Let ass down, okay? You're getting out of control.
Now you're doing too much.
Bring it back down now. Bring it back down. And she was very respectful of that, and she definitely heard that too. So,
Janae said, "Why do you regret not quitting, and how has the public responded to you?"
Why do I regret not quitting?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I could have maybe. Like I said, I don't even know. It's a hindsight right now at this point, right? But I feel like I maybe could have controlled my own narrative a little bit if I would have quit. You know what I mean? That's me just thinking hindsight, thinking back on it. Because I think once that situation happened at the pool, I feel like then they didn't show any me coming back at her. I feel like that's where the narrative was able, and that's where the producers in LA was like, oh, let's push this narrative even more, and push this out there. So I feel like it gave them control in that situation where I could have maybe quit and took that control away from them in a way. Because if I'm out of here, you can't put nothing on me,
Right.
So that's what I was thinking.
So going on all these shows, like naming the other show opportunities you had, was this more about love or just more about like busting your acting cherry?
It was more about relationship in a sense. Like it's one of those things where it's twofold, right? Like if I find somebody, I find somebody. I was very open. I told myself when I went into the situation, I was gonna be very genuine. I was gonna be myself. I was going to, really open myself up to whoever. Because like I said, I hadn't been in a relationship or dated anybody for some months at that, before I got on the show. So I was very open to see whoever I was, who came on there. But I think once, like I said, it's twofold. Like, yeah, you can get yourself out there, but honestly, I feel like I haven't really taken advantage of. I mean, yeah, I'm on the show, but at the same time, I haven't really taken advantage of it from an acting standpoint. Like people think I should have or should. I'm really just trying to heal from the show. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I have that on my resume now, right? Or my people, a few people may recognize me from it. But I'm hoping that at some point people stop recognizing me for that and recognize me for some other like real acting type stuff.
Right.
So I'm not trying to, if that makes sense, I'm not trying to use it to expound me per se. I mean, yeah, if it works, it works. But at right now it hasn't worked. It just I was on the show and that was it. It's kind of just I'm doing the same stuff I was doing before I was on the show.
Camille.
Well, yeah, Camille, but I'm talking about as far as like the career side of acting. Like I'm still doing the same. I'm still auditioning. I'm still, I'm still looking for an agent. Like I'm still doing the same stuff I was doing before I got on the show. It's not like all these opportunities came open, once I did the show. So like I said, I
moved to LA.
Yeah, I've considered moving to LA. I've considered going to New York. I have an agency in New York for modeling. But I haven't got anything for acting as far as in New York. But I considered New York, consider Atlanta. So those are 3 areas that I've definitely thought about.
Yeah, get you on a Tyler Perry.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
On the compound. Yeah.
So you found love on this show. Did that, once you knew you was feeling Camille, did that like make you cut off everybody else who you may have been dating or talking to, or
like on the show or outside the show?
Outside of the show.
So I didn't talk to anybody outside the show before I
Okay.
got on the show. Yeah, I didn't have any. Now somebody might have cut me off. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm thinking we cool. And I say I'm on the show now. I don't hear from you no more. You know what I mean? It tells your real motives and why you kept in contact with me. But I'm thinking we cool. But yeah, like I said, for as far as on my side, I didn't really have to cut anybody off. They kind of cut me off, or kind of like limited how they started talking to me. But that was more on the female side.
You were real single, not fake single when you.
Yeah, for real. I was single. Yeah, before I got on the show.
And so before you got on the show, was like your main goal just to find a serious relationship, or are you for marriage?
I mean, you date for a purpose, and that's what I actually talked about in my audition clips. Like, you date with intention. Like, if I go on here and you meet somebody, you are intentionally trying to see, hey, how can we come together? Like, are we gonna really come together out of this, or are we just gonna be cool? And so I talked about that in my audition pieces when I was talking about finding a relationship. Like even now, me and Camille are going through like I guess you say like more of like a counseling, like kind of pre-engagement, almost kind of in a sense too, but like that counseling level now, just to write off, just to see like, hey, how are we compatible? How are we coming together? We actually had a conversation earlier where we're trying to figure things out, because at some point you want to like limit how much you talk about the show, and because I know that's our past, we're always gonna kind of have that thing there a little bit, right. But we need to find what other things that we really come together on versus just the show. And so that's what we're working through now. And so because we're doing that, it's like I can see us possibly, you can see it go into the next level, but we got to get over this hurdle first before we can get to that point.
I see that you met the family in Memphis, right?
Oh yeah, my immediate, most of my immediate family, and my couple aunties on my dad's side. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. At this point, I feel like, well, we out here.
Okay.
We was on a whole show. I mean, we didn't took a photo shoot. I don't know if you've seen that or whatever. We did photo shoots, and we trying, I was like, we out here now. I'm gonna stun on folks. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, work for your boo. Big Camille.
Out there.
So
I don't do a photo shoot. Get it popping out here.
So my last question is, how do you feel? So you taking Camille serious? Do you feel like it's a problem with her if she still communicated with one or multiple of her exes? Like, do you feel like you could be in a current relationship with somebody who's friends with their ex?
That's a good question. Oh man, that's a good question. So I would say on the reverse side, I've had to kind of like limit who I talk to on my side, because I've actually been cool with exes and stuff like that. So I've had to limit that myself. Now on her side, she's been pretty good about not communicating with. Now she has a child, so it's so funny. I actually met him about a week or two ago, and it was awkward for me because I don't think I've ever met a baby's father, like a girl I'm dating. I never met her child's father.
Okay.
And so he was cool though. Like he ripped me up. He was good. It's actually the funny thing about it is he actually is cool with Corey. Is the middle between person of us. He's actually was cool with her baby's father before we even got on the show or anything. So he's kind of like that buffer between us. So he introduced me to her baby's father and everything like that. And so yeah, I know she keeps contact with him. She does, obviously, because she's co-parenting. But for me, from what I know, she doesn't keep in contact. But it depends. I think because I have Grace, because like I said, I've had relationships that I've kept in contact with. I have Grace on her end. Long as she can be transparent about it and tell me what's really going on, and maybe even introduce me to them, that's a good way to me. That like if they're really friends, I'm just saying, if they're really friends, she can introduce me to them. That way, because if they're in a relationship, I'm in a relationship, we're in a relationship, you know what I'm saying? Like it's all whatever. But we can kind of like have that mutual respect there. So I have Grace there in the sense.
Open.
It depends.
Communication.
It depends. Like I said, it depends on how open she is with it, how transparent she is about that relationship. It depends, but not like everybody, but maybe one, maybe two at the most. But
I think that's like all of it is kind of weird to me, but definitely, oh, if y'all really friends, we can all hang out. Nigga, what?
well, not like hang out, but like unless at least like in a group setting or something like that. Like, oh, this is somebody, whatever. It is weird. Like I said, it was weird for me meeting her baby's father. That's who she had a baby with. You know what I mean? So it's like they was together for a minute. That was weird for me. So, like I said, I get it.
I'm on set. I feel like I think it's like a fine line, because what do you need to be friends with your ex for? I feel like you can be friendly with the person and not necessarily be friends with them. To me, you being friends with an ex is like, yeah, this is an easy slip down to fucking again. So this is somebody who I know. It is. It's like you keep an ex in your pocket because that's easy. You know them, you're comfortable with them. So it's an easy thing to fall back into. And I feel like exes are ex for a reason. So like, why y'all friends?
Well, it depends on what the basis of your relationship is now. Like it might have been years that happened, right? It might have been years past that has happened. And what basis is your relationship now? Is it so y'all both in the church? It's more spiritual, whatever. You know what I mean? Like it may be more substance there than just y'all previously had sex. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm more so think about, and how I've been in my past relationships. Like we don't talk about sex. We ain't going that direction no more, whatever. You know what I mean? But you might be somebody that might have prayed for me before, and you might be somebody that can give me good counsel because you know me. You know what I mean? More than this other person may know me, whoever. So you may be able to give me some type of counsel in a sense too. So that's kind of how I look at it. Not saying we close, but you might be somebody I can like reach back to every blue moon. That's kind of.
I guess from that standpoint, I guess it depends. It would have to definitely be situational, and it depends on like what type of friends and how much y'all keeping in touch with each other. Because
that's true.
I don't know. I feel like that's a very slippery slope that people like.
Right. I'm not here for it. I'm not here for it.
I mean, it's boundaries.
Yeah, they want to act like they just hitting me up to see how I'm doing, or possibly they do want some advice or something like that, but they still want to hit the skins. So don't call my line.
Exactly.
Call your new bitch.
Exactly. I showed her to cry and become a what writer.
That is true. You're right. I mean, I'm not gonna hold you. It's definitely, like you say, it could be slippery slow. But when you know your relationship, it's about having boundaries, right? I'm not gonna call you after a certain time of the day. We may talk maybe once every couple of weeks to once a month. You know what I mean? It's not like you're talking all the time. So it's just having those boundaries. So I think that's where you can kind of try to have something, but not have something.
Okay.
So are you ready for the hot seat?
Oh, shit.
So my first question I wanted to ask is, say you wait to have sex with somebody so y'all get married.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all have sex and it's trash. What are you gonna do?
Why do people think it would be trash though?
I mean, it could be whack, like y'all just not sexually compatible. Yeah, like they don't like to kiss, or they don't know how to give oral sex. I mean, it could be a plethora of things.
Well, this is how I look at this, right? I know that's something that came up with me on the show a little bit, and they talk about, hey, if you wait, it's gonna be horrible later on, whatever. This is how I look at it. I look at it like, look, if you, sex is icing on the cake. If we compatible and then we get along, we talk, we pray for each other, we actually listen to each other, we actually have good conversation. Yes, you might get a conflict here and there, but we can actually be healthy in our conversation and argue and but at the same time have a disagreement, then come together again and kind of really have that good foundation. I think when sex comes into play, it's just icing on the cake. I think that chemistry will be there. You have to trust it.
Proper foundation, you're saying.
Right. You have to trust it, right? And you have to trust that, look, obviously I'm attracted to her or I'm attracted to him. I'm physically attracted to him, whatever it is. But even if you're not, I would say maybe not, they may not be 100% attracted to him, whatever it may be. You're at least 80% attracted to the person that they are and who they are. Then maybe, once you get to that point and you get married, it just won't ever be flowing. And then everything else you can learn, because obviously you're married now, right? You can learn and grow with each other in that sexual realm. But you can kind of explore that as you get married, and it can grow and get better. If it's whatever it is, you can teach things, whatever, I'm saying, like, but you can grow in that versus just saying we got to pop it off right now. I got to see what you're doing. If you ain't working it right, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Cornelius, that was such a politically correct answer.
No, it wasn't politically correct. That's a real answer. I'm being like, that's
no.
That's something I've always said.
Yeah, I respect your answer, but I feel like, you said, oh, well, you married now, you can figure it out as far as finding a sexual chemistry, but I don't know.
Sexual chemistry gonna be there from the emotion.
Just the attraction. Oh, the emotion.
Yeah, from the emotional connection, right? I feel like from the emotional connection, the sexual chemistry is gonna be easy. I believe that. I believe it ain't just about, okay, we got to see what the sexual chemistry, right? Then we're gonna get to the emotional. That's the problem. Then we realize we just got a sexual connection and we don't have an emotional connection, and then that's the basis of our relationship. That's the foundation.
Right.
And you have something to build up on when you have more of the emotional connection versus a sexual connection.
Absolutely.
Because people can, not be too blunt, but niggas can bust a nut and be on to somebody else right quick. But if I'm connected to you emotionally, then that's a whole nother thing. You know what I'm saying? I had to be blunt because y'all a little blowing. I had to be blunt, but I'm just saying, like, I mean, honestly, like, you can look at somebody and be like, oh, she fine, she cool, whatever, and you just get with her that night and you good. Like, you're not, whatever,
Right.
So, you're saying when a man really takes the time to look at a woman, make a connection with them outside of sex, really trying to build something with them,
right?
I feel like that's automatically gonna happen. The sex is gonna be crazy because y'all had such a emotional and physical attraction can come afterwards.
Right. And so I know I was thinking about. I don't know if y'all watched Married at First Sight. I missed the last couple of episodes, but
yeah, I haven't watched the Boston one. I haven't watched that one yet, but I definitely watch all the seasons.
This current season, I think it's in Boston. I think I think it's in Boston. The one black, I guess they're the black couple, I guess on the show. But the guy was talking about he's messed with a lot of white women, obviously, but the girl he's married to is black. He told her I don't know what time period they started having sex in the middle of their process. But he said, I'm not trying to have sex with her because I've done that. I've had sex with people. I'll just be gone to the next. He said, I'm really trying to build emotional connection with my wife, and because I'm trying to build emotional connection, I think sex will be easy on the back end. He's right about that because them having their conversation has helped them stay on longer and really seem like, they have their fights, but seem like they're more connected than the other couples are because of that. You know what I mean? Because other couples, they be having sex on that first night and then they be like,
not the first night.
They do.
When married at first sight, they do a lot of times get it in.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
I do agree with you that sex is always better when there is a better connection between the two people. But I also feel like, you can kind of feel that sexual energy out even early before having sex. So you can kind of tell if y'all going to be compatible and, knowing a person's personality, if they're teachable. So I don't think you definitely have to get right into the sack. But I do think sexual chemistry is important. I don't think I think you have to have it to some degree. I don't think it's just something you can build later. But
the sexual, you don't think you can build a sexual later?
The chemistry. The actual sex being good, you can build later, but I feel like you have to have that chemistry. Like for me, I know when I kiss a man, I can kind of tell, it's not giving what it's supposed to give. Just from the kiss. You know what I mean? Like from the kiss, I'm like, he not, it's not giving. So I'm not even
attracted to him though?
Even with me being a child, I'm not gonna kiss somebody I'm not attracted to. What you think, man? In high school, I'm not just running around.
I'd be like, I'm gonna give him a chance. You might say I'm gonna give him a chance. He all right. I'm gonna give him a chance.
But what I'm saying is, like, from that first kiss, you can feel like, oh shit, there's these electrons that will flow through your body. So you're gonna know, okay, there is some chemistry there. So then it's cool. We don't gotta jump right into the sack. We can continue to build onto this friendship and the foundation of what we have. And so I know that's going to be lit. But if from that initial thing, like I'm physically attracted to you, our conversations are lit, I'm thinking this is a vibe between us, but then I kiss you and there's no sexual chemistry, I'm all set. That's when I'm going to know you're more like a friend to me. Because I feel like that part of that chemistry is important for a long-term sustainable relationship. Yes, we can have this friendship and we can talk and we can do all of that. But if we don't have this other part, it's full circle.
Have you done that? You say you have done it? You had kissed somebody and be like, yeah, nah, I ain't calling them again.
Absolutely.
What?
Absolutely. Like, oh,
How long did you talk to them before y'all kissed though?
Before we kissed, I think that we probably talked for a couple of months and went on like 2 or 3 dates.
Okay. So y'all really, how many times did you say? A couple of dates though, over a couple of months?
We only, because we didn't live like in the same city, so we didn't like do a lot of dates. But moral of the story is the kiss wasn't given, so I was all set. It was like, no, just make this shit up. You could be a friend, homie. What up, homie? That's all it's given is homie. Because
maybe because it was a long distance relationship, maybe that's why. Maybe if I spent more time together, maybe it could have built up to a certain point. Because I mean, even if it's being out of town and then not being able to really see somebody like that, you're still trying to get to know them. So they may be dry in the kiss. They might have been dry in that moment because they just still getting to know you.
No, that's your time to put on.
It might have been dry.
That is your time to put on. Like, you can't wait. No, this is it right now. This is your moment.
Let's look at Candace's comment. She said, I've had an emotional connection with someone and it was still, is that, I think, a trash emoji?
Trash, yeah.
I knew that person for years before anything went down.
That's what I'm saying. That's where it's more like the friend zone. So
yeah,
I hear you.
Them as a friend.
I hear you, but I just don't. I think like you have to do something to check that sexual chemistry before waiting years or months, or
Yeah, no, I definitely get that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I don't know. I just go off of just for the kiss, but I definitely.
Well, I done had some mind blowing kisses, boy.
Like, oh, okay.
I can tell you, man, I done had some good ones. So.
And you're in Rochester, or you're in North Carolina?
I'm in Rochester.
Okay.
All right. Next hot seat question: how many times have you faked an orgasm?
Faked or is that being faked orgasms?
I heard that they do more than we think that they do. No,
I ain't never heard of that. Not no man. Not no women. I guess women.
Look, that is from Camille.
What happened?
Oh, she's like stuck.
Oh, she froze. Oh, okay, you froze up a little bit.
There you
say
go.
It again.
You was freezing.
You froze.
Oh, I was saying that yeah, we've heard multiple occasions that men fake orgasms. So you saying you never did it? None.
I don't even know how to do that.
Act like you bust, but you didn't. Make a little.
Just fake it.
I don't know. No.
Maybe it was whack and you just wanted to get it over with.
No, I don't think I've ever been like that.
Well, that's good.
All right.
No.
Do you think that constantly watching porn if you're in a relationship is cheating?
It could be viewed as that. It definitely be viewed as that because you're building as you're watching different women or whatever. It could be emotional. It could be some emotion that you're having with these other women that you're seeing through your eye gates. So yeah, it definitely can harm a relationship for sure. Because the people that you're taking in and the things that they're doing, whoever you get with may not be doing all that, and then it's multiple people that you're looking at too. So it definitely can harm a relationship and cause it to be I guess you say red flag or something that you definitely need to investigate. In a relationship that can harm it.
Yeah, I think if you weren't having sex with me, but you're always watching porn, I'm definitely gonna feel some type of way. Like,
right,
what's going on here? Are you not like attracted to me anymore? Like, what are we doing here?
Right. Attraction, and then you said that emotional connection with it, whatever it is. Yeah.
I think I would just like have an issue if it was like a specific type of porn, like something that was not me at all. So
right. That's
you want to watch porn of little Asian women or something like that. Something that's not me, something that I could never fulfill for you. Then I feel like I would have a problem, and I would feel like, oh, okay, like what are we really doing here?
So Mia, are you like more? You say you have more. I guess you're voluptuous. You feel like you're more voluptuous shape.
Oh yeah, I'm a big girl. I'm trying to be a big girl.
So you said so if he's watching other I can get my words out. If he's voluptuous women, if he's watching other black voluptuous women, Okay, you know.
That's okay with me. I want to watch it with you. Like what the big girl did. Let me do okay. Like I'm here for it because I feel like I still fit into your fantasy. But if you're watching something that's the complete opposite of me, and that's your, to me, I feel like porn is a fantasy. People watch porn because it's trying to get you in the mood. It's something that you want to do. So if you're watching something that I can't do for you, I can't fulfill for you, then I do feel cheated. I do feel like, you know, my porn search is big black men, big black cocks, something, you know what I'm saying? Something that I want, something that I mean, I'm being a little extra, but it's not, I'm not looking up short white men. And that's the porn that I'm watching, but I'm dating a black man. You know, it's
right.
still
No, I got
in
you.
alignment.
But some guys may just have like kinks, you know, maybe they like midgets or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm 5'11". So if you watch a midget porn again,
are you 5'11"?
Can't be for you.
Yeah, you tall.
I am.
You Amazon woman for real. 5'11".
But I just, to me, I feel like, you know, if you're watching something like that, that's when I start, it's like my insecurities start kicking in because I feel like it's something that I can't give to you. So, but as far as the amount of time you're watching porn, absolutely not. Because I hope you learned something. I hope you got something you want to try from it that, you know, that you're getting, because, you know, I want you to be able to bring that back to us. So,
yeah.
Candace said he can watch as much porn as he wants as long as he take care of me good.
and I feel like too, even watching porn sometimes can be like one of those things where you may, like, if you're not with your girl, or you're something that you like, okay, I'm lonely or whatever, you do it out of loneliness. But even still too, it can definitely be it could be a harm there too. Like I said, you know, just from a guy's perspective, it can be a harm there because you are building an emotional connection. You are looking at, you may look at one black voluptuous woman, but then too, you may look at multiple different looks of type of ones, you know, so it could be, and your girl just look one way, you know what I'm saying? So it can definitely contort your thinking a little bit.
I never even knew that men had like an emotional connection to porn. I just thought it was a visual. Like I see what I need to see to get what I need to get done, and, you know. But I guess if you're saying like there's this emotional connection to it, then I might have a little bit more of a problem with it. But I don't know. I'm like here for porn. So
because I mean, it could be, you can have a bad day, you can be frustrated, and you may not. It could be even like where you don't communicate properly how you feeling, but you just go to that. You know, you go to porn to kind of. It's almost in the night, and it's so funny. I heard this pastor talk about it one time. It's almost like a drug, almost. You know what I mean? Where it's like you are taking heat of this drug because you're trying to escape from what your real life is in a way. And so it can be an escape.
Are definitely addicted to porn.
Yeah, it can be an escape. Yeah.
All right. Well, that was our last
question for us.
All right, I got all the questions out.
Yeah, but do you have a hot seat question for us?
Oh man, let me think. So do you feel like that you know, with guys, like I know you was talking about a little earlier, but you were saying something about like wanting a guy to like put you in check. Like how does that look though? Like, you know, if he's yelling at you, are you like more, it could be more of a like, I want to do to choke me out. What is the limit? What is the level?
What is a respectful check?
I'm just giving the levels, but yeah, just like what how does that look to you, and how does that feel to you? Where it's not disrespectful, or that you feel like you can really talk it out, and that he's not chastising or being condescending or whatever, you know.
You want to go first, Teresa, or you want me to go first?
I could go first. I think it's just like putting me in my place, like basically like, yo, I'm not like these other dudes that you might think that you can, you know, talk to crazy or run over. Like I'm not about to have it. So like watch your mouth and how you talking to me, or don't talk to me at all. Because, sometimes my mouth can be slick. It can definitely get a little out of line. So as long as you like
Loose
not
cannon.
calling me a bitch or anything crazy like that, then I'm probably going to listen to you.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
I think for me, again, it's kind of situational. So like, you might be able to yell a little bit. Like, it depends where we at, who around. You might be able to yell a little bit and choke me. Like, but just a little slight, not like choke me out, but that choke me like, girl, don't fucking play with me. You know what I'm saying? Like that one, but to give me a kiss in there too. Like, I'm here for that a little bit. But I definitely feel like it's about the tone when you check me. So you can tell me, and it could be a little elevated, but it's a certain level that you got to keep it at where I'm not gonna feel slighted by it. But yeah, I definitely I'm here for getting checked, point blank, period. I'm here for it because again, like Treese, which is why we're friends, I can get a little, I can be a little extra. I make a nigga want to check me every once in a while. So, and I can admit that, and I'm okay with that. So, yeah, I'm okay with being checked. But it's about how you do it.
Let me ask another question back up, man. So, have you ever been, for instance, right? So, the situation I had with Camille when she called me a country bumpkin and said some other stuff, whatever. Have you ever said something to that level, or is it even worse?
Definitely worse. Ladies, let me tell y'all something. What y'all don't want to ever say to a dude, or if you want to say it to them, so they leave you alone.
Broke.
I'm broke.
Broke.
Broke ass.
Get your broke ass, somebody.
I was so mad. I was like, you know what? If you broke, just say that.
Oh no.
He was so mad. I wanted him to pay for something to get done on my car. And yeah, he was so mad. Like, he really stopped talking to me. But I was happy because clearly I didn't want to talk to him anymore. That's why I was talking to him crazy like that. I want to say that that's not
How
the
much
worst.
was
That's the most recent.
Look at him. How much was it though? Let me see if
it was like 3 something. Not that much. Mm-hmm.
Not too bad.
Wait, 300 or 3,000?
300.
Oh yeah. If you broke, just say that.
I've been dating before you asked him for that though.
We had probably messed around for like almost 2 years.
Oh, okay.
That's not stopped messing around. He was trying to get back into my good graces. So yeah, if you want to be back in my face, I got something that I need you to do. I'm working. I don't have time to deal with this. Can you take this to get done? And plus, it was just like something. It wasn't like my car was gonna break down or anything crazy. It was just something that was like peeling off of the handle of my car. So I was just really testing him, honestly, and he failed the test.
Testing him. He tested my man. So if he would have paid for it, you would have been like, all right, I might give you a chance or something.
Yeah, we could have got back talking and stuff.
Testing my man like that though.
You sound like you would have failed the test, Cornelius. I don't know you.
It depends, right? So 2 years is a little bit of a time. So that's what give you some grace there. Because 2 years is a while. Like, you would think somebody would do a little something for you.
For sure.
I spent $300 on dinner. So you know what I mean. So it's like, that's whatever. But if it's like right off the rip though, or if it's within even a certain time period, within I guess a couple of months period, it just depends. I don't want, because you do have some gold diggers out here. You have people, I call them serial daters. You have people who will just use you for a meal or use you for whatever, and then they'll be going to some other dude, or they be talking to some other dude at the same time. So I've gotten used. So it's like I got to be careful on how I use my resources. And it was funny. Me and actually Corey was talking about this recently, but he gave me an idea too. Instead of taking everybody on dates and spending money, spending $100 a year, spending all, he'll spend $10 on a female. He'll just, if we just getting to know each other, we can go to Starbucks.
Yeah, you can be creative. You can do a little picnic.
Yeah,
something least expensive. But not all women are with that though. They like,
I
oh,
think
you ain't paying, well, you know.
no. I think it's about how you present it. I feel like the women have a lot of issue with dudes inviting them over for dinner as opposed to taking them out because it's like you're trying to get me in your house.
Right. The
No.
Netflix and chill me.
Yeah, so it's a no for me, dog. But like, you don't gotta spend a lot of money. It's not that deep. You know what I mean? Like, we can definitely go for a walk in the park or go to Starbucks or so it doesn't always have to be a $300-$400 meal. And I think real women who are dating with intention are okay with that. But I think it's the inviting to somebody's house where it's like, red flag, like the fuck.
Yeah.
You gotta find your balance. Sometimes you can chill at the crib. You can cook for me. I can cook for you, or we can go out. It's really about spending time. But you're a nice guy, so I know that you probably had situations where women have tried to take advantage of you. So it puts you on the fence. Like,
it's like, oh, let's go to brunch, and I don't hear from no more. I think I paid for brunch, so it's just like, a lot of that's from the apps and stuff, right? You go on the apps and they just,
people
like,
on
oh, you
apps
on this
because they
person.
hungry, looking for something to eat.
And women do that. They was like, that's why when women got all this money, and men will be broke sometimes. We paying for all these dinners and, and foods and stuff. And y'all saving y'all money. I got y'all money over there to buy a house and do whatever y'all want to do. We're trying to figure out who we going on a date with.
I never looked at it like that. I guess you're right.
I'm saving money over there.
That is too funny.
I mean, our maintenance bills to be able to get taken out on these dates kind of balance it out. So we ain't really saving money.
Yes.
You said y'all what? Y'all what bills? Y'all maintenance.
Our maintenance bills, hair, nails, lashes.
Yeah.
So
waxing. I mean, it's a lot.
It kind of evens out. All y'all got to do is get a $40 cut, and you're good. So
I don't even get a cut. I do my own hair. So I know.
See?
Yeah, I got.
See, you got dating money. You saving a lot. All right. So this is the part of the show. I want to thank you again, Cornelius, for joining us and showing us that every man is not out here in situationships. It's some of y'all who, really in relationships and looking for love and going about it the right way. So, ladies, there is still hope. You might have to apply.
Guys out here.
You might have to apply for owns ready to love to find them.
No, I don't know about that. Don't put yourself out there like that. Don't do that.
You might not find him on Tinder. You might not find him on Facebook, but he might jump in your DMs. I don't know. Be open to it. But this is a part of the show where we shout out our Black business, and we also talk about what's heavy on our playlist. So, Tracy, you want to go first?
Sure. Yes. So my Black business this week is going to be candy coated popcorn. She was a young lady, Celeste, that was on the live. I met her at a networking event last weekend in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Her popcorn is so good. She has so many different flavors. She can ship. If you're local to Charlotte, she can, come bring it to you. But that caramel cheese butter combo is hitting. So.
Is it better than Chicago's Garrett's popcorn?
Oh, Garrett's.
I think it's better than Garrett's. That combo that I had, and I had Garrett's before at the airport in Chicago. It probably depends on the flavors that you get, but it was.
You gotta tag them in the chat so I can check them out.
Yes.
Yeah, I need some fresh off the plane because I need to see if it's better than Garrett's. Garrett's.
Yeah, I got some for you, girl. I got some.
Yes.
Maybe on my playlist right now is that Nicki and Fabio Foreign. I'm a Barb, so I'm lit, and that's definitely what I'm listening to right now.
Do we have a problem? That one? Oh no, that's her little baby. What's the? I don't know it.
Yeah, she just dropped the new one on Friday.
Oh, okay, I'm out the loop. I'm too old. It'd be too much music coming out. I can't keep up.
New music Fridays. Come on now.
I would say, can I say my playlist?
Absolutely.
I would say what I'm listening to right now is Lucky Day. I love that joint over.
We dropped him last week. Yep, that was
especially from that little spinoff from Music. Yeah, I love
yes.
that. Yeah. That's my joint. And he got the new album too. I can't remember the name of it. His new album that just came out recently. Like it's
it came out like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I think he used or something like that, or it's used or something like that is another song that I've been listening to lately.
Okay. So what's your Black business?
What's that?
What's your Black business?
My Black business. Oh Lord. I think I know a Black business. Um, I would say so. I guess I'll just shout out to my boy. He has his own gym. Corey actually has his own gym in DC called Bellum Sports. He does like a lot of transformation of your. He's not just a physical trainer, a personal trainer, but he's more so calls himself a body transformation trainer. Like he really gets you, make sure what your goals are, what you're trying to lose, and he curates his plan to make sure you lose. Like if it's 10 pounds in your stomach, if it's this and that, like he's really good about transforming your body. I think his Instagram is I think it's BFTC. I think it's Bellum Fitness Training, something like that. But it's BFC is if you look him on Instagram. But yeah, if you're in the DC area, you're trying to find body transformation, then he's the person to go to.
Okay, shout out to Corey. I might need a virtual one because I'm trying to lose like 20 pounds in my stomach. But
yeah. He definitely works you out.
So my Black business is Rock Delights Catering. That's our boy Reem.
Shout out to that boy Reem. Skinny Cornish hens.
Yes, Reem. Can I get my Cornish hen or nah? Like you definitely be playing. We need a personal plates delivered tonight for the show. But shout out to Reem. He does food every afternoon from 3 to 9, 3 to 10.
Basically 3 till he sell out. I feel like, but I don't know if it's that late.
Okay. Well, Rock Delights, he's located on West Main in Rochester, New York. Make sure you follow him on Instagram and support. He also does catering. So get with my boy Reem. He's probably going to be in the show. He's like one of those toxic. I think he's a toxic dater. I think we have this mature dater on today. He's ready for love. So, we're going to have to bring it back.
You got to get it to the ratchet. Get some ratchet in here.
I don't know. I just think Reem is a little player. We'll see. We'll
toxic. Yeah, there we go. Toxic.
Oh, I got one more Black business too. I'm sorry. My girl Camille, she has also a boutique called Covered by Hazel.
Okay.
Covered and then by Hazel, Hazel. And if you go her Instagram page, Camille, I think Camille Jahari is her Instagram page. If you type in Camille, her name probably should come up. Mm-hmm. But in her bio, it has Covered by Hazel too. So
and how does she spell Camille? Because some people spell that differently.
It's Kamil. Okay. So Kamil, and then I think it's Camille. I think it's like Camille Jahari. It's an Instagram page or something like that. So
and it's local, like it's a store you can go to.
It's online. It's online,
it's
right?
Online
so yeah, it's a boutique. Okay. Yeah. So she has different clothes and things like that on there. Yeah, she has some good stuff on there.
Camille.
So we need that Glow Gang discount.
Definitely. Tell her we need a code.
Discount. The code.
No gang.
10% discount with Glow Gang.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yo, we play so much. And heavy on my playlist is Snow Allegra. She is this dope ass R&B artist, and I'm sure y'all are familiar with that song. It's not that I want to be you, but I can't even think of the words right now. But yeah, that's heavy on my playlist. I've been rocking out with her. It's the end of International Women's Month. So I tried to keep it all women all month. So that's who I'm rocking with. And yeah, y'all know what the first is. The next episode we come back, it's my fucking birthday. If you don't know, my birthday is all of April and 7 days a day.
Lord.
Taurus season is on the horizon, and it's my fucking birthday. So next time you see me, guys, make sure you say happy birthday. Make sure you give me a gift, whatever. I'm going to drop my wish list on the 1st. So... But again, thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you for fucking with us, seeing a vision. Thank you for Cornelius for joining us, and
appreciate that, y'all. Appreciate you for having me.
Bringing some God-fearingness to the show.
A little bit.
A little bit. Some hope to the daters out here.
You survived the hot seat. It wasn't that bad, was it?
No, it wasn't. It was cool.
I seen your forehead sweat a little bit, though.
No, not at all.
You got a little nervous over there. I see
No,
you.
Well,
not at
maybe
all,
we
not at all.
can see him at the Roots picnic again because I wasn't
Oh,
with you. I
yeah.
was with Janae, but he was at the Roots picnic and he's saying he's
Yeah.
probably gonna go again this year.
Yeah,
So
I'm definitely trying to go again. Yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah,
on
the
4th
lineup
and
is
5th,
gonna
I
be
think.
fire.
Yeah, June 4th and 5th. I definitely want to try to make it up there.
Shout out to the Roots Picnic, Philly. We in the building. Nothing but love for y'all. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in. Treese, you gotta hit him with the outro. It's the intro and the outro. You gotta hit it with him on the way out.
all right, let's take this thing out. Y'all ready?
Mic check 1, mic check 2. Is this mic on? Yeah, it's the one and only, the girl's favorite, DJ Money. And you're listening to the Glow
Oh, we didn't
Gang.
drop our socials. Yeah, we're gonna get it right one day. I am one Mia on Instagram. I do not have a Facebook. You can find me on Twitter, Mia the Stallion. Again, it's one Mia on IG, no Facebook. And I am Mia the Stallion on Twitter. I am learning my way in this Twitter land. It was a lot at first, but I think I figured it out. So I'm kind of loving it over in Twitter. Be lit. Be lit.
All right, well, y'all can follow me on IG. My page is Glow Gang OG. And if you're tuning in later on, you can follow me on Facebook, Latrice Slate. You can catch us live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. If not, we will be uploading the episode by Friday on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube.
YouTube.
Oh, my Instagram. My Instagram is Cornelius_Dream Chaser. So
Say
Cornelius
it
Bryant
again.
together.
It blanked out.
Oh, Cornelius Bryant, Cornelius, Cornelius, and then Bryant, Bryant_Dream Chaser on Instagram.
Yes, Dream Chaser. What about your Facebook or Twitter? Anything?
I don't know.
No, you use
I
those.
don't know
Okay.
if I follow me. They ain't got to follow me there.
Follow him on the gram. Catch me on the gram.
Just Instagram.
Catch me on IG. That's it. All right, guys. Well, thank you. It's Girl Talk with the Glow Gang. Peace.